What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tech Tuesday.
Show about the tech.
Yeah.
So online dating is, at this point, just sort of like normal dating for a lot of people. Sites like OkCupid and Match have made finding people to date, be in a relationship with, and eventually even marry just another one of those things that people do on the internet through social media.
We had 2 friends this year that got married that met off of online.
Yep.
Yeah.
It works.
A decade ago, the idea of online dating, quote, was sort of looked down upon. But at this point, both of us know, like we just said, tons of people that found their significant others on dating sites. It's normal now, pretty much, and for every mainstream dating site like OkCupid, there's plenty more that are way more specialized.
Yeah, you got J-Date for all the Jews out there looking for other Jews. Black People Meet for black people trying to meet black people. Farmers Only for farmers only.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Ashley Madison, which since 2001 has been a dating site for people who are in relationships but are also looking to have an affair.
Adultery being what it is, Ashley Madison has seen its fair share of controversy over the years, but they've managed to thrive and make millions of dollars because people cheat, and have since the beginning of time, and Ashley Madison just figured out a way to monetize that.
Yeah, but since cheating on your spouse is generally something you'd probably want to keep on the down low, you would assume Ashley Madison's cybersecurity practices would be top-notch. Hell, they even offer an option to have your entire account and its history permanently deleted from their servers. For a fee.
But nope, because they've been hacked and mountains of user information and corporate data are now running wild all over the internet.
So this all started back in July when a hacker group calling themselves the Impact Team announced that they'd successfully hacked Ashley Madison's servers and gathered a bunch of user information, threatening to release it to the public unless Ashley Madison's parent company, Avid Life Media, shut the site down.
Ashley Madison did not shut down, so about a month later, a file containing about 60 gigs of stolen user data became available for download via BitTorrent. It contained information about 33 million users, including their names, addresses, IP addresses, phone numbers, birthdays, dating profiles, specific sexual preferences, all that stuff.
Yeah, and it turns out Ashley Madison's option to permanently delete profiles for a fee was just a flat-out lie.
Whoops!
Yeah, every account that has ever been on the site is out there now for anyone who wants to search through the data, and a few sites have popped up to make doing so very easy.
So of course this is not good news for cheating spouses out there who use the site, but what complicates things a lot is that Ashley Madison doesn't require email authentication to create an account. There's like Bill Clinton at whitehouse.gov and all this stuff. Basically meaning anyone could just sign up using any email address without having to confirm your membership via email.
Yeah, apparently this was like a prank people would do on each other.
Oh yeah. It's just like, hey, by the way, joke's on you.
Yeah. So there's likely a lot of email addresses in this data dump that either aren't real or worse, belong to actual people who never actually use the site. And even for the people that actually are guilty of having an account themselves, that doesn't actually mean they ever cheated, because the male to female ratio on Ashley Madison has always been ridiculously high. It's like 90% male or higher. It's a fucking sausage fest in there.
Yeah, part of the data that came out with this was saying that like with the internal emails, they were creating all of the female profiles.
Yeah, there's all these like bots.
Yeah. Regardless, having your name on a list of Ashley Madison customers is not something most people want their spouse finding out about, regardless of whether you are an active user or just drunkenly made an account one night and forgot about the whole thing. And that's why people are now trying to extort money from people on the list, demanding bitcoins in exchange for not outing them.
The leak has even reportedly led to a few suicides, including a police officer in Texas. According to the leaks, there are loads of user email addresses ending in .gov or .mil, which stands for military, and most branches of the military treat adultery as a pretty serious offense. You can lose all your ranks and shit like that.
Yeah, not to mention lots of email addresses originating in Saudi Arabia, where adultery and homosexuality are punishable by death. So while a lot of people's initial thoughts on this whole story was to have zero sympathy basically for people affected, there's a lot of collateral damage to consider as well.
Yeah, there was like a Reddit post by a guy in Saudi Arabia, like
he was just like, I'm fucked.
In July, he's like, I'm gay, I have an Ashley Madison account, like they're going to fucking kill me.
Yeah.
And like a fucking civil rights group in America like paid for him to like fly to New York or something to save his life. So that's cool. But Ashley Madison in the meantime is still around, though we'd have to guess that they're probably not getting a huge influx of new users. But they are standing their ground. They're also offering a $375,000 bounty, or 500,000 Canadian dollars, because they're based in Canada, for information about the hackers. They're also being sued for $576 million in a class action lawsuit from Canadian users affected by the data leak. There'll probably be another lawsuit in America.
You'd have to imagine that they would be offering more money for information if they weren't being sued for $500 million.
Yeah.
So now, in addition to being one of the most hated companies on earth, Ashley Madison is probably gonna have to pay back tons of their revenue to users affected by the breach, and probably won't ever be, again, the choice of discreet cheating destination.
It's really just the Pinot Grigio Refugio of cheating. Look, I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But speaking of companies facing major backlash from their own user base, Spotify rolled out new privacy policies last week, and it's probably the most invasive privacy policy a major company has ever tried to implement. So take this, people that were saying that we're all fucking Spotify slags and that, oh, these guys only hate Tidal because like they're working for Spotify.
Yeah, how much is Spotify paying you?
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Yeah, so because some people actually take the time to read these privacy policies, it was all over the news pretty much instantly. Basically, agreeing to this new policy means Spotify has access to all your contacts and photos that are stored on your phone, as well as GPS coordinates and even accelerometer data that would let them know if you're walking or running.
Oh, to suggest a playlist.
Yeah.
Oh, you're running? We've got a high-intensity techno workout for you.
I noticed you're taking a shit.
Hey, you want some soothing music to help that flow?
I see that you're taking a bath. Would you like some bath music?
Yeah, drop the phone in the water, by the way. You're running? You want to hear the We Are Your Friends soundtrack? Anyways.
You've got a boner. Would you like some sexy music?
Anyways, having major newspapers and websites call your company out for this is one thing, but that's nothing compared to getting called out on social media by Marcus Pearson, aka Notch, creator of Minecraft. Minecraft versus Spotify. That's gotta be the headline.
Yeah, this resulted in a Twitter back and forth between two of the richest Swedish dudes on Earth.
Yeah.
Notch has $1.3 billion from selling Minecraft, and Spotify CEO Daniel Ek has a measly $400 million.
Oh.
Get away, peasant.
Yeah, SWAT. Ek tried to give Notch some examples of why the privacy policy reads like it does, like having the ability to upload custom images for playlists and using the accelerometer for their new running meet. That's, we predicted it before
syncs
we even
the beat
said it.
to the pace of your jog, which is kind of awesome.
That's
but
cool.
Notch was having none of it. He accused Spotify of just mining their users' data to sell it to advertisers, and he's like, you're in bed with Facebook, and Facebook is like the worst offender of this.
Yeah. Anyways, the next day, Daniel Ek wrote a blog post titled, Sorry, on Spotify's blog, trying to clear up misconceptions about the new policy. He promised that photos, contacts, GPS coordinates, and voice controls would only be used after a user agreed to a prompt asking for access. He also promised to roll out a new version of the policy that explains everything a lot more clearly.
Yeah, so it seems like he actually isn't full of shit here, and
it seems like it was just features they want to do.
Yeah.
But the fact that no one ever reads the terms and conditions or the agreement makes it seem like they're hiding it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he and the rest of his company really should have known better than to do a massive update to a terms of service agreement without doing a better job explaining why these like huge changes were actually happening, because like we said before, some people, like Notch, actually read those things, and they have millions of Twitter followers.
Yep. Not us though, we're too busy watching Netflix, and according to some math that extremist.com calculated... Extremist! That's they're very closely teetering on the line of getting snatched up by like the FBI, that website link.
Extremist, like
stream. Yeah, stream. Anyways, the average Netflix user consumes TV shows a hell of a lot more efficiently than their counterparts stuck in the Stone Age watching TV on TV or cable.
The average Netflix subscriber watches 1.5 hours of Netflix per day. Now, an average hour of TV has 15.5 minutes of commercials, so 1.5 times 15.5 times 365 for the number of days in the year, that's 8,486.25 minutes, or around 141 hours.
I mean, that's assuming that you exclusively watch TV shows on Netflix and not movies, which would reduce the number, but even half of that, that's 70 hours, and that's enough time to watch an entire multi-season drama in the time you'd usually spend watching commercials.
That's crazy.
I know.
So, if you needed yet another reason to love Netflix, there you go. They're not just beaming a motherload of content directly to your TV, computer, or phone, they're also saving you time and making you a more efficient person, so congratulations.
And our final bit of tech news.
Oh no.
Start it off, Elliot.
And in our final bit of tech news, rapper Wiz Khalifa
Wiz Khalifa, black and yellow, baby.
He was detained by police at the airport over the weekend for refusing to dismount his two-wheeled hoverboard thing, basically making him our generation's Rosa Parks.
I won't do it.
He tweeted
Not doing it.
He tweeted a video of the altercation afterwards with the caption, "All because I didn't want to ditch the technology everyone will be using in the next 6 months. Do what you want, kids." Followed by another tweet where he said, "I stand for our generation, and our generation is gonna be riding hoverboards. So if you don't like it, eat a dick."
I like that he stands for our generation on a hoverboard.
Yeah.
The monorail. Anyways, what makes this story even more interesting is that the video of Wiz getting detained was filmed using this VHS camcorder app, which had just been released the day before the whole incident happened.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty cool app for iOS. It's not out for Android yet, but they said that they're making it for it. It makes your footage look and sound like an old VHS recording from the late 80s, early 90s.
Really cool. I can't wait for it to come to Android, but it's already at number 2 in the charts for iTunes downloads for paid apps. only days after being released. And I'm sure Wiz Khalifa tweeting out a video of him being detained by police to his 21 million followers gave it quite a little push.
Oh, and TMZ rehosting and everything. The first comments I saw were like, why the fuck did someone record this with a VHS? Like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool app. I hope it comes out for Android.
Maybe it was staged. Maybe they're like, hey Wiz, we'll give you $1 million. You
Get
use our
arrested,
app,
yeah.
Go get arrested, film it like the Rodney King beating,
Yeah.
and upload it to
That's
the
what it
internet.
looked like.
And then it worked.
Um,
And you get to get on your high horse about hoverboards.
We're going, this is a perfect segue because we're going to, a segue. Whee!
It's not a segue.
It's
Ow!
a segue.
My toes.
Anyway, so we're going to PAX on Friday. We'll give you information on that.
Can't bring this though.
I'm gonna try to bring this in the airport.
I will not be there. I won't even bother filming you.
Well, yeah, you won't even be able to see me because I'll be so far out ahead of you. You'll be like, where did Ricky go?
Tackled.
Anyways, we're gonna be at PAX this weekend. We're doing a meet and greet at the Dungeon Boss booth. That's the 6th floor, booth 6119. We're doing it at noon on Saturday, August 29th, and we have free posters to give out.
Yeah,
and
they're
come
pretty cool.
Yeah, they are, and we only have a couple of them, so come get it while they last.
I think we have plenty.
I think we'll have plenty, but if you want one, you should get there on time.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So we'll see you guys there. There'll be info down below as well for the meetup, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
I'm Wiz Khalifa.